Bonjour! Welcome to Chickenhead Studios. I'm the creative director, Doodle Pusher, and we are creating the Xbox exclusivity Xbox 360 game, Tales of Finality. Do!
Prepare to return to the mysteriously lost island of Confindria as robust adventurer Shade Darken Shadow with your half-mammoth, half-leprechaun spirit guide, Tay-Tay. The fantasy continues.
Me personally, as a role-playing game fan, as I do not want to spend, anywhere from 70 to 10 hours playing as a role-playing game. It just gets boring and tedious, mercy. It becomes very tedious to play these long-ass games.
First and foremost, I just want to say that I'm really excited about Tales of Finality 2. I'm just overwhelmed with working with Pusher again. The first time we met, we were just instantly bosom buddies.
It's very important for us as the story of Tales is captivating and fantastically enjoyable.
And I just knew that there was an essence, a chemistry in between us.
Been on board about a year now. Prior to this, I was working on a project, it's a video game version of the Vagina Monologues. So this is a little different.
The first Tales was basically created in the garage, and the reception was very low. So I was very disappointed at the reception of that game. So I went on to making movie films, and I was working on a film called Aliens.
When we were on the set of Aliens together, I knew that it was a match made in heaven. I felt something deep within me.
Well, originally I was associated with Pusher on a film called Aliens, which was a French production of a sci-fi movie about aliens and powdered sugar and things of that nature. The production ran afoul of some copyright issues.
The Americans shut it down with their copyright infringement.
Well, after Aliens was shut down, I decided to open my own effects house. Boba Effects was to be its name. It failed. My fault entirely. I took a large loan from the bank and let's just say eBay and a large collection of Star Wars artifacts. But the upside, of course, is that
this is not the end. It called it Finality, but this is a second finality. It's gonna end again.
We wanted to create a game that you could actually solve in a very short amount of time.
You can play it and win it every time, and nothing's gonna change. It's not gonna walk out on you. It's gonna be the same game. There's only a couple of different versions, and I appreciate that.
One of the things in the other games that I've always disliked greatly, much poo-poo on this, is the fact that they are very complicated. We've been very brave about this, is the fact that we're only using one button for everything in the game. I guarantee you that by the end of the game you will have bruised your A button.
It makes the other games look like they don't know what they're doing.
We all felt that there was a lot of bullshit in the games. So we are trying to cut out the bullshit.
in previous versions, the world around you was very static. Now we have an AI system in place which affects the grass, the trees, the leaves. The entire world is actually alive and growing. And if you were to take a virtual microscope and actually look at a virtual leaf on one of those virtual trees, you would actually see actual virtual photosynthesis occurring right there.
Tales differs from other games because they get it.
I am just the creative director. I push and I pull and I nudge and I say, that's no good, but that is good. Is that fantasy?
Role-playing games are, generally fun, but, not for me, I don't think. The team is all into them. They play D&D at lunch, which is great. Whatever gets their juices going. It doesn't get my juices going, but juices come from different places.
Are you all right in here?
Yeah, I'm just getting some ideas.
Different juices, different places.
Something that you may not have seen in other games is a large, explorable world with no confines. It is only allowable through the Xbox 360. This is something due to technology, apparently.
The world of Confindria is a challenge as a programmer because it's huge.
You would never want to like walk across it in the real world. It's too big.
It is mostly empty space. I have to put a little something in there to give it scale so you can see how big it is sometimes outside the fences where most people never go, nor should really.
We have set up many fancies to keep you on the right path.
Confindria is a place of boundaries. You can explore, you can make choices if you want to, freedom. All these things are there for you to look at and find.
The fences, really, when they tell you to stay in there, do. Because the fences really past that, there's nothing.
It may look beautiful, but it will be a waste of your time.
I obviously admire Boucher very much. He's a visionary, but he's been a bit of a bugger lately. He's been suggesting things in meetings I don't quite agree with. The other day we suggested that we have the main character, Shade, pick berries.
We had a long discussion about the use of weapons in the game, and we decided no.
So that's patently absurd. So don't be daft. The children want to kill things before they get berries. So, well, will we eat the berries and go kill someone afterwards? He said, no. I said, well, where's the violence? What's the point?
We wanted to create a game that would be accessible to anyone, even small children who aren't quite yet killing people in the video games.
Fine, I'll compromise. Where are the tits? He said, there are no tits. I said, well, there better be something.
I like the fact that there are no weapons in this game. It makes it different. Different is better. That's why we have all this diversity and shit going on and, people being different and everything.
It became very tedious to talk to so many characters and barely get any information that was worth shit. You will get your information from your spirit guide, Tete, who's a Mamrecon. He is half mammoth, and he is half a leprechaun.
Well, Tay-Tay's a Mamrecon. It's very simple, really.
Tay-Tay's a great character.
So we'd have no violence and no tits, but we do love the Mamrecon.
I was walking through the woods ever so gently, and I came across what seemed to be a gangrene turkey balancing a green Sprite can upon his knotted brow, ever so precariously. And I thought to myself, this is the Mamrecon.
Tay-Tay is not my favourite character. However, I'm quite comfortable working on him as I encounter creatures like Tay-Tay on a regular basis in my many journeys throughout the wonderful realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
Tay-Tay is special. You're going to see Tay-Tay everywhere. Product placement. Potato chips, for example.
Well, the look of Shade is going to be different in this one than the previous tales. The fans wanted, more veins, more strength, more muscles. And I love that too. I wanted to give the fans what they wanted, and so I did. In the first tales, he only had 6-pack abs, and in this game, he's going to have 8-pack abs.
Shades has really progressed from the first one to this one, and by that I mean his extra packs of abdominal muscles that he gained.
Well, this is not only physiologically impossible, it's also anatomically incorrect. New software had to be written, which forced me to spend an entire 2 weeks locked away in my office, subsisting on nothing but Code Red Mountain Dew and gummy apple-os.
The Xbox 360 has the capability of the multiplayer, and you can play with a friend across the world, across the galaxy. The team, we've been discussing the multiplayer for the Tales, and we've decided no.
I'm thinking about what it could be like if I pwned some noobs on Tay-Tay's fury, unleashed him a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying.
Richard Haid has been playing video games since he was very little.
Every day before I play, I gotta make sure my delicates are massaged. Just a little bit more on that one, yeah.
So when it came to finding a game tester, there was no choice. It had to be Hedancho.
I actually first heard about Richard several years back just based on his skill alone, but I only recently met him in person on this project for Tales 2, and just being around him, he just completely blew me. away by his skill. And I went up to him and I said, Richard, and he said, Slippy, just call me Dick. I was hooked ever since. I love me some Dick Head.
Richard Head. I had to pull quite a few strings to get him on board. I did. I had to drop a few names. Sean Connery. Queen Elizabeth.
So I get this phone call, right? It says it's the Queen. I don't know who that is. Now, I have been around the office before, and I have heard Conrad doing a bunch of voices for the guys, and it kind of makes me wonder. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how he could have done the Queen and Sean Connery, so I think that obviously they wanted me on board. Gotta test the game.
The most important person on your team is basically the programmer, that is Fisk.
Sometimes I had to call him on this. I hate to do this because he's good at what he does. Is he the best? Maybe. I don't think so. I think he's somewhere in between. Is he all right? Okay.
Mr. Richard Head, game tester extraordinaire. Is he the best? Maybe. Could he be better? Maybe.
So I tell the cat, you know, I've got to fill in these holes. I'm falling through this layer. There's polygons not there.
All I know for sure is he's got me filling in polygons all day and night.
To the detriment of his own body, he sits in front of the computer all day long, denying himself the sun.
Unfortunately, in my case, I have not seen the sun in 17 months, and as a result, I've developed a severe vitamin D deficiency and BBS, which is brittle bone syndrome, and something that may, in fact, turn out to be vitiligo.
When I first learned of Fisk's condition, I laughed. I did. Later I found out it was real.
Conrad is the producer, the lead producer on the game, and he's very good at what he does. Of course, I am not like looking over his shoulder, so I do not know exactly what he does, but I have not seen any fires around the office, so apparently he's doing something well.
Conrad, he's a mystery. I don't really know him too well. I do know that the bathrooms have been a lot cleaner since he's been here.
The place has not burnt down. I don't know if he is cleaning the toilets or... I don't know what the producer does. In fact, I need to know what he does. Okay, write his name down.
My responsibilities. I don't think they know. Like, for instance, the other day, I had to go pick up a bunch of these smoke detectors. Because while the game is in fact based in fantasy, there's a very real danger of explosion. The game is so powerful, we had to compile a list of items that cannot be brought into the premises. For instance, the other day we were talking about styrofoam. Someone said, can we bring it in? I said, is it flammable? He said, yes. I said, well, then that makes the list, doesn't it?
Oh, the smoke detector man. Yes.
Sleepy Caliente has been studying art and drawing since he was 4 years old. I've seen most of his earlier work, and it does look like a 4-year-old. Jude.
Slippy. The dude loves me. Well, you know, we're cool though. He's a good guy. I mean, the guy's got a vision for art. I don't understand that shit.
Slippy. Prior to his arrival, there were no specific rules about wearing a banana hammock to work.
He knows his colors. Some jackasses out there do not know their colors. That is not him, he is not a jackass.
Brilliant designer, artist. Unfortunately, I don't know him very well, although I do suspect that he may be a homosexual.
We are so excited about bringing you the Xbox 360 exclusivity Xbox game Tales of Finality Part 2. So please, drop back in and check on our futuristic progress in the future for the Xbox game. But until then, we will see you later, and au revoir, Humpy Mother.